Slow down, you move too fast. Got to make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Might have helped if I tuned it. Oh, and I got a sore thumb from grinding mosaic tiles. Buddy, yeah, it's Paul from Wicked Acorn. We're going to talk about cobblestones today. I got a question up there because something came up a little while ago. Is the chat working there? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Good. Um, yeah. A while ago, myself and Rick were on here live, and we were off camera talking about the cobblestone streets of Sale, and we were saying it would make a good video to go around and find all the cobblestone streets of Sale. So that's what we're going to talk about today on the 27th of October. And if you play Minecraft, this is cobblestone. But if you're a normal human being, you might know this is cobblestone, or this is cobblestone. You might even know this as cobblestone. But we'll get to that in a moment. So let's get to something that kind of brought this to light, because it was funny, because the day after Rick and I were here talking about the cobblestone streets of Sale, this showed up on Facebook. Quiz question: how many cobblestone streets are there in Sale, and what are their names? So that was a nice coincidence that Rick and I aren't the only ones interested in this. Now, hello, baby with a laser. Okay, all I've got here is something odd going on with the chat. So this showed up on Facebook the day after Rick and I were here live talking off camera about doing a video about the cobble streets of Sale. So, are there any cobblestone streets near you? Doesn't have to be Sale. You can just tell us about the ones in your neighborhood. Church Lane. I have a little video of Church Lane. Is this it? This one here. So you can just, I looked and I couldn't find it. I think it's in Rick's camera that we did the video about. You can just see them there. That's the stocks in front of St. Martin's Church. So I did a video about that, but you can see the cobblestone streets of Sale there. And a little further in the road there, Church Lane, is it, this road? A little farther in the road there, it is indeed cobblestones. So yes, indeed, there are cobblestones on Church Lane. Good view of the stocks, love Church Lane. 33, anonymous member 844 says there are 33 cobblestone streets. I don't know where he came up with that number, but Seymour Grove, yes. I actually started doing video of this before, like I said, before this came up. Is this the one here? There we go. There's Seymour Grove. So the one of, I'm going to have to turn this question off. But if you know of any cobblestone streets, please do. How do I turn that off? When the question is there. Yes, I'll call you Darren. It's difficult to get all the names straight, but yes, I do remember your name is Darren. Some people don't like to be outed, but yes, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. I was just playing my barn guitar. This is the guitar that came with the house. It's a KD-28 made in Italy, and I think it's made of cardboard. It sounds horrible, and luckily it has a bolt-on neck, and I say luckily because I had to do like a neck reset because the strings were like this high off the fretboard, so I had to shim the neck up, which would have been undoable. Hello, Masika. Everything is wonderful. Welcome aboard. So Seymour Grove, and this is when I started to take, more proper video of the cobblestone streets of Sale. Oh, it went all green. What happened there? So now the pedantic among you might have something to say about this, but we'll get to that later. Is that it? Oh, this is just a couple of streets down from Seymour Grove. It's off Hope Road there. Poplar Grove. And you can't really make it out there, but it says unadopted. And it was one of this, I've mentioned before when this channel started, it was a Pokemon Go channel. Me and my son playing Pokemon Go. And it turned into this channel. And this is a Pokestop, this street sign here. And unadopted, as I understand, means it's like a private road. It's not maintained by the municipality, or at least when this sign was put in place, it wasn't. It may be adopted now, I guess, like a private road. You have one of those KD-28? Bought it for £4. My mate borrowed it to tour around Europe with. It never made it back. Funnily enough, the neck went in Italy. Yeah, it's a horrible guitar. It works, and I'm not. My thumb is really sore from. I'm working on. Well, I'm nearly finished this one. You can't see it because I got it taped over, but nearly finished this one. So each and every one of those tiles, I sand the edges like you do with tiles so they're not sharp to the touch. And I slipped while grinding one of the tiles, and I ground my finger, my thumb. It wasn't nice. Um, yeah, so unadopted apparently means like not taken care of by the city. I saw Darren. I saw another KD 28, and I bookmarked it on eBay. Exact same guitar. Um, and I think he wanted like £400 for it or something. So I guess there's a bit of a collector's market for it. Um, I don't know why, other than sentimental reasons. It's not a good guitar. It's a horrible guitar. It's well, it's got strings on it, 8 years old, and that doesn't help. But it doesn't sound much better with new strings. Um, it sounds like a cardboard box. And if you look in the back, if you look in through the sound hole, there is absolutely no wood grain inside the guitar whatsoever. So it's like probably MDF or something. It's not even wood. It's a pretty horrible guitar. But beggars can't be choosers. It came with the shed, and there were spiders living inside it. And I didn't bring an acoustic with me, so it was the best acoustic I had at the time. Um, so here we go. I live in Era Street for a while, and I believe they are not cobbles but sets. There we go. The plot thickens. So if you are one of the pedantic, that is indeed true, but the English language doesn't care. I think when people talk about cobblestones, they include sets. Cobblestone is a natural building material based on cobble-sized stones. So let's look up cobble. A cobble, sometimes a cobblestone, is a clast of rock. Now, do we have to look up clast? C-L-A-S-T. What does C-L-A-S-T mean? Are composed of fragments. Okay, so it's a cobbled road on hill in Heaton, Mersey, Stockport. I'm sure it's the largest road with cobbles. Are they actual cobbles or are they sets? Do you know? We're talking about the difference here now. So cobbles are like round, rocks like you'd find in the wild. Sets are squared off. But as I was saying, people have taken to calling sets cobblestones. So a road that's covered in sets will become a cobblestone road. English changes. The English language evolves. So a cobble is a rock larger than a pebble and smaller than a boulder, a size of 64 millimeters, so 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches to 10 inches. So from there to there in size. That's a cobble as far as this Wikipedia definition is concerned. And it's derived from the word cob, meaning a rounded lump. I've heard that in relation to something else that came up a while ago. Cob of something. Anyway, so that's the difference. Sets are squared off. They could be rectangular, but they're uniformly shaped, as in right angled. Sets, also called Belgian blocks, are often referred to as cobbles, although Sets, also called Belgian blocks, are often referred to as cobbles, although a set is distinct from a cobblestone by being quarried and shaped in a regular form, while cobblestones are naturally occurring rounded form, less uniform in size. Where did I see that? There was another definition that said they are cobblestone road trips off the tongue better than a set stone road. Yeah. A cob is a name for a loaf. Yeah, I guess it's yes. Yes, that you're right. That's where I'm thinking of. Um yeah, it's that bap barm cob bun debate, right? Cob is one of those names for that thing. Um I think I'd call it a bun. Those words are completely foreign to me. Cob, bap, barm, all those things are completely foreign to me. We're going to look on Google Earth now. Behind the Red Beret pub in near the airport, you will see the one of the remaining sections of Woodhouse Lane. The cobbles are still visible. Okay, we'll have a look at that. I'll try to have a look at it. Um, so, where are we? So, this is, for those of you that follow along here, I always point out the Timperley Triangle, I call it. I've been to every point on the Timperley Triangle except this one. Go away. I haven't been to this point in the Timperley Triangle. Or have I? Oh, no, I've been to them all. It's a crusty roll. I've seen Facebook posts and things, people debating the name of this Bat Barm Cobb thing. Um, anyway, apparently they're all the same thing. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. That's the debate you will find on Facebook posts. Bat Barm Cobb Bun. I think I'd call it a bun, like a hamburger bun. Is it that kind of thing? Hamburger buns are sometimes crusty. I don't like the crusty ones. Um, I don't like crusty bread. Yes, I've been to all 3 points of the Timperley Triangle. This is a railway line here. I've forgotten the name of the railway. This is the canal, and this is Brooklands Road. So I've recently made it to this point over here. Baps and barms are soft, cobs are known as crusty cobs. Okay. I will not enter the debate because I think I've never heard those words before I came here. What was I going to do? Right, I was going to see if we could get down on St. Martin's. Where's St. Martin's? Why do I always find this so hard to find? Is that it? No. Stromford Brook. I always find St. Martin's difficult to find for some reason. I know you're shouting at me now. Why can't I find it? It's in here somewhere, isn't it? St. Martin's Road. There we go. Wasn't on the screen. So this bit here, I believe, is cobbles. I don't know if we can put the little man down. Let's find out. We can almost put the little man down. Might be able to see it. Can't really see it. I think this section of the road is cobbles. See, this is sets here, regular sets. There's the, oh, you guys can't see it. The stocks. And just right here, it changes into cobbles. It just jumps ahead. Yeah, I can't get it to go any slower than that, but I'm pretty sure right there, it's back there, it's cobbles in this section back here. No, I don't like the crusty bread. Not unless you're, you know, gonna sop up soup or something like that with it. I wouldn't eat it as a, like, for sandwich or toast or anything like that. I'd use it in soup or sopping up gravy or something. Okay, so that is that. And there's another. So let's have a look at this. So this was where it first came up, and this is several years ago. Video about the Sail Hotel, and this is how it came up the first time.
This is a story about bicycles and the part that my little hometown of Sail played in its history. But it's not just about bicycles, it's about a very specific part of a bicycle. This is one of the few places where you can see what's left of the cobbled streets of Sail. Our story starts here. Well, not exactly here, but on a road like this. There's a reason these early bikes were called bone shakers. With their wrought iron frame and wooden wheels with iron tires, it didn't make for a very comfortable ride on a road like this. Enter this man, John Dunlop, and his distinguished-looking beard.
So that's a video about the pneumatic tire. And the pneumatic tire wasn't invented in Sail. It was invented by this guy, John Dunlop. Actually, he was the guy to first make a working pneumatic tire. Then we were talking about Edison with the bulb and all that. So this guy really didn't invent the pneumatic tire. He perfected it, or made a workable version of the pneumatic tire. And the pneumatic tire was first used, well, he made it for his kid on his tricycle. I'll just play a little bit more of it there.
His son was having a hard time getting his wooden-wheeled tricycle around those cobbled streets. So in 1887, he invented the first practical pneumatic tire.
So this was back when I was doing fundraiser for, yes, I believe he was Scottish, um, for prostate cancer research. Um, and I was making a video every day, which I'm doing again now, but this is not an edited video. This is live. So if anything goes wrong, it goes wrong. So it was really difficult. It was a great exercise learning, not learning how to make a video every day, but making a video every day. Um, you know, going out and shooting it all and putting it all together. And I met up with, what's his name?
I'm here in Walkden Gardens with
Rob Fryer.
Rob Fryer.
Rob Fryer, who was like the head volunteer at Walkden Gardens. So I had to set up interview with him, and he does a great interview, really good. He's since retired from the position of the head guy at the park. I don't think it was a paid working position, just a bunch of volunteer friends of Walkden Gardens, I guess. I'm not certain about that, but I know he's no longer the head or president or whatever. But he does a fantastic description of the dovecote, and inside the dovecote is a map of Sail Hotel. Oh, excuse me. When we first moved here, I came in October, the end of around this time, 8 years ago. So I think we just passed my 8-year anniversary. Is it 8 years? Wow. So this was one of the first places we went, was the Dovecote, the carols, the Christmas carols at the Dovecote. And I was inside the Dovecote, and I remember seeing this map of the Sail Hotel, which meant nothing to me at the time. But I've since learned through George Cogswell's research that the very first pneumatic tire, not the very first pneumatic tire bike race, but the first time that the pneumatic tire was ever recognized in a bike race. It had been in at least one bike race before, but I think they disqualified the guy. But the pneumatic tire just won hands down, like by far outshone the non-pneumatic tire of steel. Can you imagine a steel-tired bicycle versus a pneumatic tire bicycle? It's just no contest. So the pneumatic tire just won, you know, lapping people. So the very first, there was Sail Botanical Gardens had a bike track, and the Manchester team would come here and practice and do their races around this racetrack behind the Sail Hotel. It's called the Sail now, I think. Anyway, all the botanical garden, all that stuff's all gone. It was a Victorian pleasure ground, and so all that stuff's gone. But that's where the first time the pneumatic tire was recognized in a race was here in Sale, behind the Sale Hotel. And the way it was recognized, the guy got it. The guy, everybody else got a head start. So basically, everyone else would do a lap before the pneumatic tire guy started. Have I ever been a teacher? No, I haven't. Am I boring you? I hope I'm not boring you with this going on about this subject. I hope you don't feel like you're in school. Sometimes I do go on, but that's it. That's what we do. We go on about things, or I go on about things. So that's the history of that, and that's the inspiration of it, and trying to find all the. Uh, thank you, Darren. Yes, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and all that stuff. Uh, yeah. Anyway, that's an interesting story. If you want to watch that, I this is an older version of it, but it's like first pneumatic tire race or something like that. It's called. So I'm going to get a sip of tea, and I'm just going to play this other video. Um, this is an interesting little video I found about the cobblestone streets of, I can't remember where it is, Philadelphia or something, somewhere in the States. And what would happen is, I'll come back to it. It's something I'm familiar with in Canada, this version of cobbled streets in Canada.
Have you ever seen super old uneven stone streets? Well, this is Chalmers, one of the first streets in the oldest part of Charleston, South Carolina. The city had wooden fortifications around the three landsides and a seawall to protect it from tidal changes and to make unloading ships easier. The swampy lowlands surrounding the peninsula were perfect for growing the world-famous Carolina gold rice, and by the 18th century, Charleston was shipping more goods out to the world than they needed delivered. Since wooden ships can't sail empty, the crew loaded up the cargo holds with ballast stones so they could safely cross the ocean. Once at Charleston's docks, they chucked the rocks into the water and loaded it up with rice. At the peak of production prior to the Civil War, over 100 million pounds of rice left this harbor each year. Residents began using the ballast stones to build structures and pave roads like the lovely Chalmers. However, the volume of rocks was so substantial that by the time the iconic Exchange Building was constructed in 1771, the city had risen 6 feet and expanded by several blocks toward the river. Buried for almost 200 years, the original town wall was discovered when excavating the dungeon of the Exchange Building in 1965. Then in 2008, the southern edge of the wall was found under the street at Adger's Wharf, showing everything east of Bay Street used to be underwater. So the next time you stroll down cobblestone streets in an old port town, you may be walking on a place that was historically underwater, or at the very least, stones that traveled far across the ocean to get there. Be on the lookout for the science in every adventure. Check out our website and like and subscribe for more.
No, I've never been a teacher. Back in the 90s, I was working in film and television, doing set construction, and playing in a band, would you believe? Now you mention it, Paul looks like my old maths teacher at Sharpston School, Mr. Lane. He played guitar too, funny enough. Now that road is Pebble Road. This is just to credit this channel. Why do old towns have cobblestone streets? Science Gonna Get You is the name of the channel. So let's give her a like. Um, this is something I'm familiar with. In Halifax Harbor, that's Halifax in Canada, in Nova Scotia, not in this country, in the UK. There's another Halifax in Canada. Um, in Halifax Harbor, there is what's called Little Newfoundland, and there are several of them, several other, like, I can't remember the other ones, but like Little Boston and Little, and they are mounds, piles of ballast stone that the ships going coming from different places, as she was saying there, the ballast, they would dump out all the ballast in the harbor, and over the years, over the centuries, would just mound up, and create like a shipping hazard. So they've gone out and knocked them down and leveled them out and stuff, and they're almost like little islands in the harbor. There's so much, you can imagine a shipload of ballast many times, every day, I guess, somebody dumping ballast in the harbor. It was a lot of stone. And yeah, I'm sure there are stone streets from wherever, all over the world, in these port towns. Um, so, do you know of any? What was the one you mentioned, Darren? Oh, about your story. No, I haven't looked at it yet. That was Friday you mentioned that, wasn't it? I haven't looked at it yet. Red Beret Road near the airport. Um, Red Beret Road. That's an interesting name. Nothing's coming up as Red Beret Road. Oh, Red Beret Pub. Is it going to show me something near me? Are we in the right part of the world here, Darren? Yeah, I'm not a war veteran either, Asterix. I haven't been in any wars. Although my cousin was. My cousin was in the Gulf, and that was had a lot of people my age were in the Gulf. Um, is this where we're talking about? Is this? I have no idea where we are here now. I don't see no. Oh yeah, that's the airport. Woodhouse Road. Was it Woodhouse Road? You said. All right, I'll have to have a look at that. So that's something for us to look at if anybody is watching this after the live stream and you can think of some uh, cobbled streets or set streets, either. Um, it's something I'm going to hunt down, and I'm sure there's something we can talk about cobbled streets. I'm sure we can make some kind of story out of that. So I will have a look at your murder mystery, Darren, and maybe we'll look at that tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. It was the weekend. I took time off watching stuff like that. What did I watch the weekend? Stupid TV shows. What am I watching now? I'm not. I don't have Netflix or any of those things. I use the sketchy, illegal version. Um, can't even remember the name of the show I'm watching, but I will have a look at that and some of the other stories. There were a couple of other stories suggested as well, so we'll look at that. And that's about all for tonight. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for dropping by. And any suggestions, put them in the comments. We'll have a look. This just came up. How did this come up? I was going to look at something else today, and something about this caught my eye, and I decided to look into it for some reason, and I can't remember why. Vale close, is it? Heat and Mersey. Yep. Okay. Sounds good to me. It's an interesting thing. It's there's something romantic about cobblestone streets, and I don't know. It's something people are interested in. So I'm gonna have a look into it. It's something that has come up a few times, so I guess it's worth a look. So we'll see you in the next one.